In this video, I'll be talking about 3 different house costs that's about to get insanely high for homeowners in Canada. Some of these costs could go all the way up to 300% increase and create massive burden for family, especially young family with kids. And I'll be sharing with you some possible remedies you could look at to help lower your costs. Now, no matter if you're house hunting right now, owning a home, or you're simply just renting, these 3 costs I'm about to talk about will affect you. So keep watching this video. Now, a couple of months ago, I got my BC assessment on my property value, and I noticed the value have dropped about 11% compared to last year. So in my head, I was telling myself, well, that's okay, I'm not selling yet, but at least my property tax is going to be cheaper this year. So it really surprised me when I got my property tax a couple of weeks ago, and I noticed the amount I'm paying is almost exactly the same as last year. Now, if you're not aware, your property tax is calculated based on your property assessment from the government, and you can check out the assessment online. So I did some math on my own, and I found out that in order for me to pay the same amount of property tax as last year while the value dropped 11%, I would need to see an increase of 11.9% in my property tax. That's a double-digit increase. So I got curious and I asked around if other people were experiencing the same thing from other cities. And what I found out was basically every single city have seen massive increase in property tax. In Surrey, I got property tax on a property that was 40% of my home value, so I would expect that person to pay 40% of my property tax. However, he was paying 53% of my property tax, so what that means is his property tax rate increase was even more than mine. Now, I got another property tax sent to me from New West, where the person's property value went down, but his property tax went up. So what I decided to do was hop on the website and check on property tax year to year. Now, every city have its website, and they're usually pretty good to show you how property tax are calculated year to year. So what I did was collected all these numbers, put it into a table, and as you can see, we've seen an increase in our property tax, especially this year. In pretty much every single city, we're seeing a double-digit increase in our property tax. Now, to me, this is quite shocking. Everyone is probably super tight on money. A lot of people are really under a lot of stress, and yet we're seeing a double-digit increase this year. Now, as to why we're seeing such a big increase, my guess is because they want to collect the same amount of revenue from property tax. Which brings me to the next question. Is our property tax going to get cheaper in the future, or it's going to keep getting more expensive? I'm not too optimistic on a decrease in the future, because it's always easier to increase than to decrease in price. And also with COVID-19, government have been spending a lot of money, and also a lot of people are out of job, so taxes have reduced as well. The government will try to recoup this money, and property tax is one of the biggest revenue streams they can tap into, so I'm guessing we're going to see more increase in the future than a decrease. Now, obviously, property tax is going to impact every single homeowner, but from a financial advising perspective, I'm seeing young family with kids getting hit the most compared to everyone else. And that's because before they have a kid, it used to be 2 young professionals working, making 2 income, but they have 1 combined expense. But once they have a kid, what will happen is likely one spouse will have to stay home. It became 1 person making an income for the expense of 3 people. Plus, with the COVID-19, that single source of income now could become unstable. And they're young families, so they probably just bought their very first home. So their mortgage amount will be quite big. So that means their mortgage payment will be quite high, and they have many years to go. Now, in terms of solution, there's only one that's available, and that's the property tax deferment offered by the government. This is only for family with kids under 18, or if one of the owner is over 55. Now, if you have not watched my previous video on property tax deferment right here, it's a very detailed step-by-step guide talking about everything you need to know about this program. Now, I would highly recommend if you qualify for it, you consider start applying for it, because with how expensive the property tax is right now and it's gonna be in the future, you can definitely take that money and probably invest it on the side and grow it a lot more than what you owe the government, so you can actually create more for yourself. Now, the interest rate charged by the government is quite low, so getting a higher return than the interest rate is definitely doable. I highly recommend start thinking about applying for it because it will really take off some stress off of your shoulder. So the next 2 costs, I can actually talk about them together, and that's the strata fee you're about to pay and the home insurance cost. So you have may seen articles last year talking about massive increase in strata insurance costs proposed by the insurance companies. And they have decided to tackle two main areas. The first area is to increase the deductible on strata insurance. So basically what's a deductible is the amount of damage that needs to incur before they will step in and cover the rest. So for example, if your strata insurance deductible is 50K, so if the damage is 60K, then they will only cover the 10K that's over the 50K limit, and the rest will have to be covered by the homeowner's own home insurance. Now, we're seeing a massive increase in deductibles by the insurance companies from a usual 50K deductible now all the way to 150K, 300K, and in some cases, articles were reporting 750K in deductibles. So in another word, you pretty much have no strata insurance anymore because the deductible is so high. Now, the second area they would tackle is obviously the insurance premium. So a lot of strata are reporting they're seeing a double or triple in insurance premium cost. And what that means is if the strata insurance premium is going to increase, it will have to increase the strata fee for all the homeowners every month, or else the strata is going to run out of money very quick. And this is why in some articles, homeowners are facing a one-time levy to make up for the increase in premium, plus up to a double in the strata fee every month. Now, as for the reason why, I've had a long conversation with my general insurance agent. She said that the insurance company basically see covering condo and townhouse as a losing money business. Because if you have a water damage, you're not affecting your unit. You might be affecting like 10 units down, and you have to cover all that as well. So the claim is massive every time. Which brings me to the next cost, which is our private home insurance. Now, normally what happens is the strata insurance is shared by everyone in the building. Now, since the strata insurance deductible have increased, your private home insurance will also have to get a bigger amount to top up that deductible so you can cover yourself in case something happens and it's not covered by the strata insurance. This will increase your home insurance cost. Now, every strata is different, so it depends on the age of your building, the condition, and all that stuff. But my general insurance agent have told me that they're seeing a 50% increase all the way to a 600% increase.
No! No!
And I just think it's going to become unaffordable for homeowners. So imagine if you're retired and suddenly your strata fee increased by twice. How are you going to pay for it unless you cut into your retirement fund? And we've been seeing reports on articles online saying people are going bankrupt trying to pay for their home insurance or strata fee. So hopefully there's a solution soon, but in the meantime, we'll just have to eat the cost and pay the high premium. Now, in terms of remedy, there are a couple of things you can pay attention to help lower your cost. Number one, it's avoid buying old apartments. That's just a no-brainer. So apartments over 15 years old typically will see more issues with water damage and maintenance than the newer ones. So if you can help it, maybe avoid buying very old apartments. Number two is pay attention to your strata. Now, I know a lot of people, including myself before, I don't really pay attention to my strata. I just let them have their meetings, whatever. But I think right now, everyone needs to pay closer attention. So there are a couple of things you can look at. Number one is look at your meeting minutes from your strata and see if there are any potential increase of cost or repairment coming your way. Number two is pay attention to how many claims there have been on the building. So for example, if there have been one huge claim because someone broke a pipe, that's something you want to pay attention to, and it might signal you it's time to sell your unit and get out before the increase in cost comes your way. Number three is pay attention to the financial report of your strata building and see if you guys are running out of money. Look at the projection calculated by your strata to see if funds are running out faster than expected. Now, number three, which is the most important, is get yourself a reliable and honest general insurance agent to walk you through all the quotes and answer any questions you might have on your home insurance. So on top of telling me how much I have to pay every year, my agent is going to give me a full quote comparison page to show me that the one I'm paying, is it the cheapest? And if it's not, she's going to explain to me why that one over the cheaper option. So I found that extremely helpful to help me understand about my home insurance cost and what problem my strata might be facing in the future. Now, in the future, we're going to be recording a whole new series focusing on these general insurance tips and tricks and concepts that everyone needs to be aware of. So if you're interested to know more, click the subscribe button below and hit the bell button so you'll get notified when we post a new video. Now, if you're a homeowner and with a mortgage and you want to pay off faster and save over $100K in interest, check out the video right here where I go in super detail on the concept and how to get this done. Alright, this is Jackie Go. I hope you found this interesting. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!